So obviously, on the back of the fight last night between Chris Eubank Jr. and Liam Smith, obviously the rematch, a few fans have been talking about immediately about the Chris Eubank versus Conor Benn fight. And fair enough. Obviously, they should. From a commercial point of view, that fight would be huge. But one fight I was thinking about is maybe there should be a rematch between the Liam Smith and Eubank Jr. And the reason why I say that is because obviously in the first performance, Eubank did have some success at the start, but we got to be honest about it. Liam Smith decisively knocked him out in that final round when he did knock him out, and it was quite an emphatic way to win. And it was quite brutal as well. And obviously, in the second fight was a complete domination, and you can argue that Eubank Jr. beat Liam Smith a lot more dominantly than Liam Smith beat Eubank Jr. In their first fight. So from that perspective, you can say that. But one thing I will say is this, right? I think a trilogy fight can it might make a bit of sense, you know. It could be a fight that a trilogy fight between them two can make a bit of sense. Because obviously the first fight Liam Smith clearly won it. The second fight Eubank Jr. clearly won it. So maybe a third fight is not the worst thing in the world. Obviously we've seen it twice already, and viewers might have a bit of fatigue about it. Like, who'd want to watch a third fight? It's got a bit of a feeling like when when Wilder and Fury fought the third time, or when Golovkin and Canelo fought the third time. A lot of fans were like, "We've already seen it. Like, what's the reason for the third fight?" But I'll be honest with you, like it's not the worst fight in the world. I mean, maybe they don't do it straight away. Maybe they do it in a couple of years' time. But like, it wasn't 100% a decisive victory. So I'm just thinking maybe it might be worth doing it. A third fight between the two. And obviously they've all got excuses. Like the first fight, Eubank, obviously his brother passed away, and there's a lot of problems with his I think his personal life in terms of his father. He had mental issues, and he just did not look right. But for the second fight, I mean, I'm not denying Eubank's victory. He clearly won, but you can't deny it. Like Liam Smith looked really flat in there. He didn't look like he was all there. I mean, he just did not look like he looked in the first fight. So maybe a third fight, can make sense between them two. I'm just thinking. I'm just putting my thoughts out there. I mean, it's something that could potentially happen, and it's a fight that I think for everyone involved, it could give some closure to this trilogy, this rivalry between the two of them. I think they're both evenly matched to some extent. Like, if they fought each other 10 times, I'm not saying it'll be right down the middle. Like, Eubank will beat Liam Smith 5 times, and Liam Smith will beat Eubank 5 times. But I think each time they fight, like, one of them, it depends on whose night it is, but either one of them can beat the other. So I think they're on a similar level. But then again, this is just one training camp with Bomac. Imagine if Eubank has 3-4 training camps with Bomac. He might just completely exceed him levels-wise if he can listen to good advice. So yeah, that's just my opinion. It's just a thought experiment. I'll just put it out there. What do you think about a third fight between Liam Smith and Eubank Jr.? Does it make sense? Does it not make sense? Obviously, from a commercial point of view, the fight between Eubank and Conor Benn probably makes more sense. And obviously, Conor Benn, in a weird way, Eubank's endeared himself to the public with this victory, while Conor Benn has become a bit of a villain. So like, they could sell that narrative, like the drug cheat against the guy who's clean and all that jazz. And obviously, like obviously it's ironic because both of them come from privileged backgrounds. They didn't have to fight. Eubank didn't have to fight because his father was a multi-millionaire. Obviously he filed for bankruptcy, but he went to private school and he had a good life, and he didn't have to go to become a fighter. And it's the same with Conor Benn. Like, neither one of them had to fight. But what I would say is, if they were to fight each other, ironically, Eubank has become like the hero of the story, while Conor Benn has become like the antagonist or the villain of the story if they were to fight each other. So just tell me what you think below. What do you think should happen next? I think it's the fight that can happen. I mean, it does make a bit of sense. It's not completely nonsense. So tell me what you think below. Who do you think they should fight each other for the third time? I can see fatigue setting in, like people getting tired of it. To be honest with you, that's not necessarily a bad thing. Maybe they should just leave it there and then and move on to bigger fights. I can see Eubank getting tired of it and just saying, you know what, I've beaten the guy twice. Like there's nothing else for me. But at the same time, they're one apiece, so it can make sense them both fighting each other now. So tell me what you think below. Do you think they should fight each other, or do you think it doesn't make sense for them to fight each other, or what do you think should happen? Tell me what you think below, and like and subscribe to the channel. I've got a lot more content coming your way. Peace.